कुमारस्वामी नायक गोंगो लिबू लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Vinaka Fiji in this bulletin, alleged murder leaves Kambisi residents in shock. Prime Minister opens new police station. And beware of scammers, warns consumer watchdog.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Investigations are continuing in relation to an alleged murder in Kambisi, Singatoka on Wednesday. Currently in custody is a 53-year-old man who is alleged to have murdered his de facto wife, also wounding his 14-year-old stepdaughter with a K-knife. Advisory Councillor for Kambisi, Asad Hussein Shah, told FBC News that the residents are still coming to terms with the tragic incident.
Tuesday night, 12 p.m. 12 past 11 p.m. she made a call to me. I just answered the call in a seconds, and she whispered that somebody is in his compound. Because how I assume, I can tell that she whispered that. At the same time, I just replied her, text me, because can't get it, clear. So she, within a second, she texts me, come quickly. Then I know, oh, Surita, in problem.
The Fiji Police Force believes cases of assault and theft will decrease in Ndawasamu Tailevu in the near future. This follows the opening of the refurbished Ndawasamu community post by Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama yesterday. In his address, Bainimarama assured the people of Ndawasamu that the government will continue to prioritise the safety and well-being of Fijians from all forms of criminal activity during this time of uncertainty. The Prime Minister urged the members of the district to cooperate with the 4 officers in charge of manning this newly refurbished police post.
Policing is important work, and we as a people show how important it is by building police facilities that are strong, modern and functional. The condition of our police facilities is a reflection on us as a society of the value we place on work we call on our police to do.
Strangers are not a risk anymore when it comes to child abuse. This was the sentiment shared by Minister for Women and Children, Meriseni Vuniwanga, when speaking to the students of the Seventh-day Adventist Primary School in Suvavo this week. While handing over library books and sewing machines to the school, Vuniwanga said the slogan, "Don't talk to strangers," does not ring true anymore, as recent statistics show that abuse is happening in places where children place their trust.
With the slogan, "Don't talk to strangers." That used to be the slogan, it's not anymore. When we're looking at the circumstances surrounding child abuse in our country now, it's more likely that it's somebody that the child knows is the perpetrator rather than a stranger. I would like to have a conversation with the executives on how we can partner, form a strong partnership in these regards to see how we can help each other out.
The worldwide use of the internet and people's desperate need to get rich quickly has made it easier and faster for fraudsters to target a wide range of people. The Consumer Council has revealed that scammers and fraudsters are taking advantage of the COVID-19 pandemic and targeting Fijians by providing deceptive business opportunities. The Consumer Council says the people behind these sorts of well-marketed scams are constantly coming up with new ways to target vulnerable people, whether it's by post, email or other social media sites. Seema Shandel says they have received several complaints and Fijians should be cautious of those asking for cash upfront for the schemes.
After the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, we saw a rise in the number of scammers. They were using different forms of scams to con people and get money out of them.
The Social Welfare Department will soon be updating their members' accounts through an IT system. In past years, the department had always been using the manual system, which they found was challenging. This comes after the department has noted an increase in fraudulent acts by recipients and family members of these recipients. Department Director Rupeni Fatiaki says they have taken steps to rectify this.
One of the things that we are working with and reforms that are coming is to have an IT system, and that would help us a lot, where we don't depend on men. At the moment, most of the work that are done is done manually by officers.
The Cy Prema Foundation Fiji has gained the support of the United Nations Development Programme Pacific Office. Both will now work together to identify and address the need to promote healthy living and well-being. The UNDP and Cy Prema Foundation yesterday signed a Memorandum of Understanding that will become the framework of their collaboration. The MOU will recognise the relevant sustainable development goals in accordance with Cy Prema Foundation's projects and initiatives. Cy Prema Foundation Director Sumit Tapu says they've waited for this day to work alongside an organisation intent on achieving a common goal. One of the areas the UNDP will immediately look into will be to help develop an online medical record system for more effective treatment of patients. They also want to expand the Foundation's national feeding project for the poor and the needy.
We actually didn't know that there'll come such a day when we'll be so privileged to be sitting in your office and collaborating with a global organization. Being able to tap into your resources, being able to just having the ability to leverage what you offer.
Several reforms are being carried out by the government to redirect its focus on marketing Fiji as a destination for targeted investment. Trade and Tourism Minister Fayaz Koya highlighted this during the reopening of Total's renovated service station in Lautoka. The Trade Minister says due to the impacts of COVID-19, some businesses have either closed or put investment plans on hold. He says it is encouraging to see Total continuing to invest in its brand and its people. He says this project is part of Total's $8 million investment package that they plan to roll out over the next few months.
This investment, ladies and gentlemen, is very timely, given that the Fijian government is currently undertaking a number of reforms, which includes a review of our current Foreign Investment Act, and the new Investment Act will, once in place, will allow for streamlining of a number of processes and eliminate the difference between domestic and foreign investors, and accord internationally recognized rights, such as the most favored nation and the national treatment.
Mastercard has become the first roadside vendor to use Vodafone QR payment system. Managing Director Choeli Tukana says Mastercard is a family business that started in 2015 and has 3 roadside shops. Tukana says going cashless will reduce security risk for his business and will give his customers a convenient paying option. As part of its expansion, Mastercard has also launched its official Facebook page where customers will be able to order kava and have it delivered to their doorstep. Tukana says it is important for businesses to be able to adapt to the changing world where online shopping is becoming the most convenient way of doing business. Coming up in sports, 14 more sports accredited and academy players focus on World Cup.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lautoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Lautoka rugby side will be banking on the same squad as last year to see it through this year's Skipper Cup competition. The Maroons last played in the competition in 2015 and the side knows how tough the teams will be. Match fitness has been the main area of focus as the last game Lautoka played was in July 2019 during the Fair Brother Challenge. Lautoka's first match of the Skipper Cup will be against Naitasiri on the 25th of this month.
Trust in this place. They're the same place from last year, and we're just trying to adapt on the system that we have put in place. We're not taking them out or giving in new structures of game. We're just trying to perfect what it's been done from last year.
14 more sports have been accredited by the government through the Fiji National Sports Commission. This means these sports can now start their respective competitions. Badminton, surfing, Suva Marathon, weightlifting, baseball and softball, netball, table tennis, archery, volleyball, basketball, swimming, athletics, amateur boxing and futsal are the 14 sports that were given the green light yesterday. Sports Commission Chair Peter Maisy says the accreditation is the only certified document that will allow for international competitions.
New Zealand is a total different ballgame because of these. And, you know, you'll hear all the rumours about the rugby, what's going on, and the changes in Super Rugby and Fiji being invited. The invitations are actually going out to other sporting bodies too, because we've already had discussions with Netball Fiji, New Zealand, and so that's all depends on these being in place in that bubble.
After the induction of 30 players in the Fiji Rugby Union High Performance Women's Academy, many involved, including the coaches, have set their targets. 2021 is a big year for women's rugby, which is one of the reasons the historical journey that started on Wednesday was just the tip of the iceberg. Aquila Dama with more.
Elite Player Pathway Manager William Ngandolo says the Academy's program at the moment underpins women's preparations heading into the World Cup in New Zealand.
This program, like the Men's Academy, is to assist the coaches or the coaching staff for the Fijiana team with players in the Academy preparation for the World Cup next year.
The first Fiji Rugby Women's Academy is expected to broaden the horizons of these players.
We're looking forward to the program as it unfolds in the next couple of weeks, and we hope that the girls are able to optimize their talents through this program.
This exciting pathway will surely give some aspiring players something to seriously think about.
The important thing is the board's vision is that we must create opportunities that will allow a young girl to see rugby as a preferred sport.
30 players are part of the Women's Academy with 23 elites and 7 apprentices. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
The Thai level rugby side is set to welcome back one of their young stars who's been part of the Brisbane Broncos setup for the last 2 years. Former Fiji 7 squad member and 2018 national under-20 rep Ilikana Vundongo has been training with the Thai level squad that's preparing for the Skipper Cup competition later this month. If the Broncos give Ilikana Vundongo the go-ahead to play in the Skipper Cup, then the Thai level team will have to match the standard of overseas professionals.
Because of the pandemic, COVID-19, a lot of overseas based are still here in Fiji. So when we have the competition on the 25th, come the 25th, most of these talented players who are based overseas will be playing in the local domestic competition. So the boys, like the Thai level boys, they will be trying to match up, right, with these overseas based players.
A quick look at the weather map for today. It's Friday, finally Friday, the 10th of July, and a weakening trough of low pressure remains over the northeastern parts of Fiji and is gradually moving east away from the group. Associated cloud and showers are expected to affect the country till later today. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Hi, my name is Maureen and Today FM rocks in Mombasa.
Today's hit music on Today FM.